is made by Alderman Galloway, second by Alderman Flores. All in favor to discuss Bill 3520, do by show of hands, and it carries.
Calling for and giving notice of a general municipal election to be held on April 2nd, 2024, to elect aldermen for wards 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
I'm happy to answer any questions
Yes.
related to this bill.
Okay. Any questions for City Attorney Amanda Cowell? No? Okay, I don't see any from the board. At this time, since this is first reading, I'll open this to public comment. Anyone from the audience wish to speak regarding Bill 3520 as for or against? Okay, is there anyone on Zoom?
No comments online.
Okay, well then, Bill number 3520 will be held over to a future meeting. Now let's move on now to Bill number 3521.
Your Honor, I move that we place Bill number 3521 on its first reading by title only.
Okay, seconded by?
Second.
Okay, so Bill number 3521 on its first reading by title only. Motion was made by Alderman Galloway, it was seconded by Alderman Alder. All in favor to discuss Bill number 3521, do by show of hands, and that carries.
An ordinance approving the fee study establishing certain city fees. This is an ordinance that the city brings forward every year to establish the fees for certain city services. Each department prepares those fees, and they're included in Exhibit A. And if you have any questions about a specific fee, I will give that to the director who prepared that. But otherwise, I can answer any questions generally about the fee study.
Okay, Alderman Snyder?
Yes, ma'am. In reference to our OC Parks and Recreation fees, I know that there was some discussion that we had last meeting, if not the meeting before last, about some cash money that was taken in at the front desk, you know, when people would come in to watch their kids or grandkids play a sport. And I know that that money was unaccounted for to a degree because there was no actual way, because it was a cash transaction. And I believe the amount was around $6,800. And in reference to the fees, I know that we had talked prior to this about the increasing of certain fees to offset that cash inflow. And in the beginning, I thought about that, but I now have a reservation about that, because at the OC, the initial fee that a parent pays or a guardian for, so like basketball or any type of indoor sport, they actually pay that fee up front. And I'd just like some clarification as to why we would charge a parent or a guardian to go into the OC to watch their child or grandchild play a sport when that does not occur on an outside sport such as soccer or football.
I will defer to the Director of Parks, the Interim Director of Parks.
All right. So to answer your question, Alderman Snyder, ultimately, I believe the fee to admit to indoor sports goes back to the opening of the OC. That was a way that they offset the program costs by disseminating amongst the different program participant, guardians, parents, guests. Whenever the question was raised, we looked at how we assess those fees. And basically, instead of recouping that expense through the door fee, we built it into the program cost. And so does that answer the question?
It does to a degree, but now, because that fee is going to have an increase for indoor sports, are we going to increase the fees for outdoor sports as well? Because it seems like it's punitive in nature to one and not the other.
And if Jim, you will scroll to the sports fees, you'll see that all of the sports fees did see an increase this year. I think you may have found that. I'm so sorry. All of the sports fees did see one today, separate from the ballet and gymnastics, which are separate programs with different staffing, different entities entirely. But you will see both indoor and outdoor sports saw that. The indoor sports did see a bit more of a jump as we reassess those fees based on a new calculation, essentially.
Okay, is there any way that we can look at that again to adjust that fee so it doesn't seem like they're being punished more for going to watch their kids in an indoor versus outdoor? I mean, does that make sense?
I can assess something to that extent. At the end of the day, what it is those programs, they have costs, and those costs need to be covered. And for the outdoor programs, that was already accounted for in the equation. Those outdoor programs were already covering their costs without the use of admission fees, whereas the indoor programs, going back to the opening of the building, those utilize those admission fees to offset the cost. If we were to remove the admission fees and keep the cost the same, we would have to look at, are we subsidizing that program in some way, and how are we subsidizing that program? And I don't know how to fully explore that just yet. I have to consult with the team here on what that looks like.
And I just asked that it be looked into, but in the event that the fees do remain the same, anyone will be able to have access to the OC without being charged an entry fee to watch.
I was answer that with yes. This is new territory, and so if all of a sudden we're breaking fire code and we have way too many people in these games, we'll have to explore how to control those numbers, whether a child gets so many guests. I don't envision that happening, but I don't want to say yes and then later.
Sure.
Just kidding.
No, I understand.
But at this time, no one will pay an admission fee to go to an indoor or outdoor Ozark Community Center sports starting this basketball season.
All right, thank you.
Alderman Hutcherson.
I guess this really is kind of experiential. As a grandparent who goes to a ton of different kinds of sports of every kind, every time I go to an indoor facility, if it's owned by the city or if owned by an outside entity, I'm charged. I think I went to a tournament last week at one that was owned by the city of Springfield. It was $20 to get in as a spectator. And but the outdoor ones, there is no charge. And I'm wondering if, though that isn't because with an outdoor one, if you start charging, you're going to have to pay a person to be there to collect the money. Now, there is one set of fields in Springfield where they charge, but it's because everyone's funneled through narrow place and everything on each side is fenced. But I think looking at that whole picture too is the feasibility of charging for outdoor ones. I mean, grandparents don't mind paying to go see our kids, but at the same time, it might cost us more than we would make doing that. So the question really is, are we going to drop the fees for the indoor one, not charge more for the outdoor? Is that my understanding correct?
So the outdoor fee increase is not connected to the removal of gate admissions at the OC. The outdoor fee increase that you're seeing will come forward either way, just with the increased salaries of staff, increased expenses. You may recall from the budget, we're doing some extensive fencing and dirt work on some of the fields. And I believe there's even a scoreboard that's being replaced on the center field out at Family River Park this summer. All of those are accounted for in these fee increases. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure our salaries stay competitive for those officials. Our sports director, Phil Montgomery, talked about how tough it is now versus 15 years ago to get someone to just come umpire a game. So we have to make sure that those salaries remain competitive. So all of our sports have seen a small fee increase. The indoor does see a bit more because of the change to the admission fees. And I can grab the numbers for you guys next time, but you'll see that it's not a dramatic leap over the last 5 years. I think in talking with Phil, it was only a $15 to $20 increase across the board over the last 5 years. There are some years it remained, or actually I think there were 2 or 3 years where it remained the same. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think it does. Just one other comment.
Yeah.
I've had people approach me who have children in outdoor programs, especially baseball, and that the equipment is just horrendous. There are no baseball bats, there are no bases, and they go out and buy them themselves. And so I think if they're paying a fee for their child to play, they should be equipped with good bases and bats they can use, baseballs, everything, and they've been buying them themselves. So it seems like it was time for an increase.
I had the privilege of becoming a volunteer coach last summer, unplanned, where I had to see firsthand how that went. I'm not going to take that back. I was a child wrangler. I did really good in the dugout, making sure they were ready to go. But I think there's definitely some room for improvement, and Phil and Trey, our sports supervisors, they are excited to make an investment. When it comes to equipment, baseball is a big one where equipment matters the most, arguably of all. Whereas in basketball, volleyball, the facility is as important to making sure that the gym floor is maintained. But I think that this goes into those pieces too. We'll see those in our budget.
Clarification, I think I heard you said that with the outdoor sports, the fee they're paying, you included the idea of a gate fee, even though you didn't have one, while the indoor activities, they are charged, and, it used to be charged as you walked in, you paid. Is that what you said, they,
If I did say that, I don't believe I intended to. I'm sorry.
okay,
At no point on our radar is there a plan to have an outdoor gate fee.
no, I'm saying that you took that in consideration with the fees you was charging for the outdoor sports, since it was not.
Could you rephrase that?
Okay, no, maybe I misheard you. I thought you said that with outdoor activities, since you did not have a gate fee, that you took that in consideration with the fees that they was paying.
So,
Is that,
simply any gate fee was omitted from the calculation in outdoor sports.
Yes.
Because there has not been one and
Okay.
there won't be one for the foreseeable future unless that's something that we'll pursue down the road.
anyone from the board? Okay, thank you. Anyone from the public? Any questions regarding, since this is the first reading, regarding Bill 3521? Okay, I'm not seeing movement either way. Zoom? Okay, well then Bill number 3521 be held to our next meeting. Now we're going to move to Bill number 3522.
Your Honor, I move to place Bill 3522 on its first reading by title and description only.
Okay. Do we have a second? Okay. We have Bill number 3522. It's on first reading by title and description only. The motion was made by Alderman Hutcherson. It was seconded by Alderman Flores. All in favor of voting to discuss Bill 3522, do so by show of hands. And it carries.
An ordinance approving the State of Missouri cooperative purchasing agreements to utilize the cooperative procurement program. The city brings forward cooperative purchasing programs every year so that the city can utilize those programs to purchase goods and services. Those programs typically do a competitive bidding, similar to what the city would do, but this allows the city to achieve a purchase much more quickly than if we did it ourselves. So the state of Missouri has a comprehensive list of services and items that you can purchase through this program. And if the item has already been budgeted, and if the Board of Aldermen has approved the cooperative purchasing program, then the city can go ahead and make the purchase without a second reading by the Board of Aldermen. So it greatly enhances the speed at which the city can provide services and products through this process. It does follow our city code, and it is an allowed process, but this is the first step. The next two ordinances will also be similar cooperative purchasing programs.
Okay, any questions for City Attorney? Okay, again, this is first reading. Anyone from the public who wish to speak for or against Bill 3522? No Zoom?
No.
Okay, well then, Bill number 3522 will be held for its next reading. Now let's move on to Bill 3523.
Your Honor, I move to place Bill 3523 on its first reading by title and description only.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, so Bill number 3523 on its first reading by title and description only. Motion was made by Alderman Hutcherson, second by Alderman Flores. All in favor to discuss Bill 3523, do so by show of hands, and that carries.
An ordinance approving Sourcewell cooperative purchasing agreements to utilize the cooperative procurement program. This is the second of the cooperative purchasing programs. This one's through the state of Minnesota. This came to the attention of the city because the Parks Department was interested in purchasing buses that were not available under the state of Missouri program. The city then joined this program and were able to purchase the buses. So the city felt it was important to renew the use of this program.
Any questions? Okay, anyone from the public who wishes to speak regarding Bill number 3523? Okay, well, then Bill 3523 be held for a future meeting. Let's now move on to Bill 3524.
Your Honor, I would move to place Bill 3524 on its first reading by title and description only.
And second, okay, Bill number 3524 on its first reading by title and description only. It was made by Alderman Hutchinson. It was seconded by Alderman Snyder. All in favor to vote to discuss Bill 3524, do so by show of hands, and it does carry.
An ordinance authorizing the city to enter into a master intergovernmental cooperative purchasing agreement to utilize the Omnia Partners Cooperative Procurement Program. This is the third procurement program that the city participates in, and this one came about because the city has recently been remodeling some offices and needed to purchase some good industrial office furniture, and it was not available under either of the other two procurement programs. So the city entered into this agreement, and we want to renew that so we can still utilize that service and other options they have for purchasing office equipment or anything else they provide.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Okay, anyone from the public regarding Bill number 3524? And, okay. Okay, well then, Bill 3524 will be held over the next meeting. We're now going to move to second readings, and therefore, this is the second reading. Is now open to public discussion. Our first Bill 3514, I want you to let you be aware of, the developer has asked that this bill be tabled. So therefore, there'll be no discussion regarding Bill number 3514 tonight. So therefore, we're going to move on now to Bill number 3515.
Your Honor, I move that we place Bill number 3515 on its second reading by title only.
Second. Okay. Okay. So Bill number 3515 on its second reading by title only. Motion was made by Alderman Galloway, second by Alderman Flores. All in favor to vote to discuss Bill 3515, do so by show of hands, and that carries.
An ordinance amending the zoning code and official map by changing the zoning classification of certain real property, generally known as Lot 6 of Collins Point subdivision.
Anything our director want to add to this? Any questions for our Director Cameron Smith? Okay, yes, Alder.
Where is that exactly?
The map there, Rosie Joe's is at the northern end of the intersection of 15th and South Street.
Oh, okay.
So it's that highlighted, kind of that blue in the lower area that's lighter blue there. On the corner of 15th.
Blue, sorry, you have the pointing thing over there? Is it not there? Let me get it for you, I'm sorry.
It's right.
Oh, there it is. It's in the drawer.
There. Yeah.
It's just a vacant land.
Yeah.
You said blue.
It is
Okay.
cyan, it is cyan blue.
Okay.
Sign blue.
That is green. Just a vacant piece of land that the developer is choosing to rezone from R to Regency.
Okay. Do you know what he wants to do with it?
No, not at this time. I suspect it's going to be like an office type complex, a continuation of what's going on in the north. The property just to the north as well is vacant. That piece right there is still vacant at this time. That's true. It's got Rosie Joe's.
Is there any plans that you know of for that property to the north?
No, not at this time. He does own both of those.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Director Cameron? Okay, thank you, sir. Okay.
Your Honor, I move that we adopt Bill number 3515 as ordinance number 24-001.
Okay, the motion is that we adopt Bill number 3515 to come ordinance number 24-001. It was made by Alderman Galloway, second by Alderman Flores. Roll call, please.
Alderman Owen is absent. Alderman Flores? Alderman Hutchinson? Alderman Galloway.
Aye.
Alderman Alder.
Aye.
Alderman Snyder.
Aye.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 absent, motion carries.
Thank you very much. Now we'll move on to, for our second reading, Bill number 3516.
Your Honor, move that we place Bill 3516, sorry, on its first reading by title and description only.
And second by,
Second.
okay. The motion was Bill number 3516 on its second reading by title only. The motion was made by Alderman Flores. It was seconded by Alderman Alder. All in favor to vote to discuss Bill 3516, do so by show of hands, and it does carry.
An ordinance establishing sewer connection fees.
Okay. Okay, staff comments? I believe Mr. Douglas, you got volunteered or drafted to be here tonight. So, yes, sir. Alderman Galloway, do you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I was just. Oh. Now, I'm sure Mr. Douglas wants to ask a question. So any questions regarding this? Okay, I'm not seeing anything from the board. Okay, again, this is second reading, so therefore not from the public. So if not,
I move that we adopt Bill 3516 as ordinance 24-002.
second by,
Second.
okay. Okay, we now are doing bill number 3516 and will become ordinance number 24-002. Motion was made by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Alder. Roll call, please.
Alderman Galloway.
Aye.
Alderman Flores.
Aye.
Alderman Owen is absent. Alderman Alder.
Aye.
Alderman Snyder.
Aye.
Alderman Hutchinson.
Aye.
We have 5 aye votes, motion carries.
Thank you very much. Now we'll move on to second reading for bill number 3517.
Move that we place Bill 3517 on its second reading by title and description only.
And, okay. The motion is that we have bill number 3517 on the second reading by title only. Motion was made by Alderman Flores, it was seconded by Alderman Snyder. All in favor to vote to discuss bill 3517, do so by show of hands, and that does carry.
An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the city to enter into a contract with Smith & Edwards Construction Incorporated for the construction of the Finley River Lift Station and force main improvements.
Again, any questions or comments for Mr. Douglas? Yes, Alderman Snyder.
What's the expected completion date on this?
The transformer's not even gonna be ready for over a year, so it'll be in the 2025. And it basically gonna go from the middle of town all the way to Elk Valley.
Gotcha.
Part of that is it's gonna take a lot of flow off the line to go to the fast lift station. We've got a lot of SSOs, sanitary sewer overflows, when we have big rain events, so we're gonna peel 300,000 gallons off and go to the other plant. I told Jeremy, one big development up north, and that wipes out that, and we're getting close to it. I'm gonna have to add on to the plant, the north plant.
Gotcha.
Just because we're running out of room. So,
I appreciate it, because I appreciate what you guys do. I say it time and time again.
and we're trying to make sure that, we keep everybody from getting mad when developers tell them they can't build because we're maxed out, so.
Gotcha.
We're just trying to keep it going.
Gotcha. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Alderman Flores?
When you said transformer, you're talking about the utility transformer to feed it?
Yeah, everybody says it's gonna be maybe this time next year.
Yeah, I know they're way backed up on those, yeah.
Well, that's what happened to the Sonic up north. They was waiting,
Yep, same thing happened to them.
yep, trying to get a transformer.
So it'll be in 2025.
Any other questions for Mr. Douglas?
So, for guys that stand in front of me, I thank you for all you guys do.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to sit back in those chairs.
Well, we're good with questions?
I move that we adopt Bill 3517 as ordinance 24-003.
And seconded by? Okay. So bill number 3517, we're adopting to become ordinance 24-003. The motion was made by Alderman Flores, seconded by Alderman Hutchinson. Roll call, please.
Alderman Alder.
Aye.
Alderman Owen is absent. Alderman Flores. Alderman Hutchinson. Alderman Snyder. Alderman Galloway. We have 5 aye votes, motion carries.
Very good. Now let's move on now to second reading for bill number 3518.
Your Honor, I move that we place bill number 3518 on its second reading by title only.
Okay. The motion is that we adopt bill number 3518 on second reading by title only. The motion was made by Alderman Galloway, second by Alderman Flores. All in favor to vote to discuss bill number 3518, do so by show of hands, and it does carry.
An ordinance amending the municipal code of the city of Ozark, Missouri, chapter 115, related to organizational structure. I'm happy to answer any questions. I know we've had 2 presentations on these proposed changes, so if you have any additional questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Alderman Alder.
On page 6, I just wanted to make sure I understood. On very top, it says on section 115.070, it says the city attorney and prosecutor shall be appointed by the mayor with the approval of the board for an indefinite term. The city attorney and prosecutor may be removed from office for cause by the mayor. So these 2 positions it would be the mayor that would make a decision to do that, not the city administrator.
That's correct. This section wasn't proposed to be changed, and that's how it already reads currently.
Okay. But all the other positions would be under the responsibility of the city administrator.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Alderman Snyder, sir.
Mine's not so much a question, it's just the comment with this. I still have extreme reservations about the 3 to 6 month severance package. I feel strongly about that. I just do not believe we need to go. First of all, I've stated we're a public entity. We do not need to be using taxpayer money to pay someone an extended period of time once they leave our service. That's just the way I feel about it. And going from 3 to 6 months, I don't like it. That's just me, and I will vote no on this.
Yes, sir. Anyone? Is Alderman Hutcherson?
Just on page 5C, and the last sentence of that, where it talks about the Division of Utility Billing shall be responsible for billing and collections for water, sewer, and trash service provided by the city. We don't provide the trash service. We just provide the billing. So is that, I don't know. It was confusing to me. It may not be in a legal sense, but.
The intent is that they will just provide the billing services.
Okay.
And I did work in conjunction with our finance director that manages the position, and so I believe that language was satisfactory for that purpose.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any questions for our city attorney? Alderman Hutchison, are you finished? I didn't want to rush you. No. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. If not,
Your Honor, I move that we adopt bill number 3518 as ordinance number 24-004.
okay, and second by,
Second.
okay. Okay. The motion is that bill number 3518 becomes ordinance 24-004. The motion was made by Alderman Galloway, it was seconded by Alderman Flores. Roll call, please.
Alderman Flores. Alderman Galloway. Alderman Snyder.
Nay.
Alderman Owen is absent. Alderman Hutchinson. Alderman Alder. We have 4 aye votes, 1 absent, 1 nay. Motion carries.
For our last bill tonight for second reading is bill number 3519.
Your Honor, I move that we place bill number 3519 on its second reading by title only.
Okay, second by. Okay. Okay. Bill number 3519 on its second reading by title only. The motion was made by Alderman Galloway. It was seconded by Alderman Snyder. All in favor to discuss bill 3519, do so by show of hands, and that does carry.
An ordinance of the city of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the city to enter into a contract with Allied Services, LLC, doing business as Republic Services of the Ozarks for non-exclusive residential solid waste disposal. I presented this bill at the last meeting, and this is the contract with Republic Services that will continue their services for an additional year so that the citizens don't see any disruption in their trash service. It still allows citizens to choose whichever trash provider they want. If they choose to go with Republic Services, the city will provide the billing with the utility billing. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Your Honor, I move that we adopt Bill number 3519 as ordinance number 24-005.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. The motion is that Bill number 3519 becomes ordinance 24-004. The motion was made by Alderman Galloway. It was seconded by Alderman Flores. Roll call, please.
Alderman Snyder? Alderman Hutchinson? Alderman Alder? Alderman Galloway? Alderman Flores? Alderman Owen is absent. We have 5 aye votes. Motion carries.
Okay, we'll move to our time of reports. And so did not know if our interim city administrator, Ben, do you have any wish to say?
Just that I'm happy to be here. Looking forward to getting to know the staff, the community, and all of you over the next several weeks as we move through this process.
Okay. Any comments from the board?
I appreciate you being here with us. Thank you for helping us out this time.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. This doesn't seem right. Looking at the time. Yes, Alderman Alder.
So our next meeting will be a Tuesday as well?
Yes, thank you, because the 15th is a holiday. So it'll be January the 16th, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. You are correct.
Okay. And then our breakfast session legislative meeting will be
The-
that Thursday?
Yes, isn't that the 21st? 18th, excuse me, 18th. Yeah, okay. So, any other questions? Okay, if not, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Okay, all in favor to adjourn, do so. Excuse me, the motion to adjourn made by Alderman Galloway, second by Alderman Alder. All in favor, do so say aye. Or raise your hands, or say aye. Okay, we are adjourned. Hey, did you say nay?